Hi guys, my name's Liz. I'm a senior keeper here at the Wild Sea Department at Melbourne Zoo. Today I'm going to be showing you some of my little friends. We're going to see some penguins. We are lucky enough to have 2 species of penguin here at Melbourne Zoo. We have 30 little penguins, and we've recently introduced 2 fjord and crested penguins to our collection. Okay, so this morning we're going to prepare some food for our animals here. What we're doing is we're actually cleaning these fish. So all of our fish come in frozen, and that's really important because it actually helps kill any parasites or anything that might be living in the fish. So we store them here at the zoo at -21 degrees, and then we will do a slow defrost in the fridge overnight. So we get out the amount of fish that we need for all our animals, we put it in the fridge and it slowly defrosts overnight, and then on the next day we just put it in the sink and we do a quick defrost to just get rid of some of that ice. And we also check the fish. So right now I'm just checking the fish and making sure that they're all perfect. We only give the best fish to our animals. So we make sure that they've got all their scales, and we make sure they're not broken. If they're broken, it just means that bacteria could get in there and grow, and that's not something that we want to give to our animals. The majority of the food that comes to the zoo is human quality, so we make sure that we're getting really good food for our animals that's just perfect. Anything that's not perfect, we just throw in the bin, and it goes into our hot rot machine and gets recycled and made into compost.
Okay, so the next part of preparing the fish is we do actually add some extra vitamins to them. During the thawing process, they do lose some of their nutrient value. So what we do is we actually just add a vitamin into the fish for the penguins. So this is a seabird tablet, so it's especially for seabirds. And we also add some marine mammal chewies to our seals. Basically all we do is we just grab a fish and we just tuck the tablet just under the gills there, so they don't even know that they're getting it. So it's win-win for everyone. They get their nutrients and nobody puts up a fuss. So we just pop these in there. The little penguins just get 1 each every day, and we keep a track of that to make sure that they are getting their vitamins. And then our fjord penguins, because they're a bit bigger, they get 2 each. And then depending on the weight of our seals tells us how much of the marine mammal chewies to give the seals.
So one of the reasons that we feed the penguins like this is just so that we can have a really good look at them. Obviously this is not how they would feed in the wild, but little penguins don't really like to be picked up, and we don't like to pick them up if they don't want us to. So basically by making them just come up to us like this, it's a voluntary thing for them, and we can have a really good look at them. I can check off every penguin, so we do a head count every morning, and we check them off by those coloured wing bands. So when I'm feeding them, I'm actually calling out to Mel who I'm seeing, and if there's any issues with that penguin, we'll make a note of it, and then we can come back and assess them later on. So that little white tub, that's the one with the seabird tabs in it that we made up earlier. So every little penguin will get 1 of those, and when they get it, I call out the wing bands to Mel, and then she can write it down, so we make sure that they all get 1 each every day. So one of these little penguins that's just run up now, his name's Bump, and we actually rescued him. So some members of public found him on the beach, and he was really not well, and he was kind of just waddling around in circles and wasn't very coordinated. And they actually brought him into the zoo through the Marine Response Unit, and he'd suffered some kind of trauma, some kind of head trauma. So catching fish in the wild would probably be pretty hard for him, and he wouldn't survive. He just wouldn't have been able to catch enough fish. So luckily we were able to give him a home here, and he's doing really well, but you just have to make sure he gets his fish. And some of the other impacts that we're having is plastics in the ocean. So to a little penguin, shiny plastic just looks like a fish. And lots of other seabirds see them exactly the same way. So if they see something shiny in the water, they'll just dive down, pick it up and swallow it. And what they might not realise they're doing is actually just eating plastic. And the problem with that is they can't digest it, and it just builds up in their stomach, and they feel full, but in actual fact they're starving. And there's been a lot of research with some shearwaters, and they've found that these shearwaters not only eat the plastic, but then they feed it to their chicks in their burrows, and the chicks just die. They're not getting enough nutrients, so it's really important that we just put our rubbish in the bin, And one of the things that we're actually finding in these stomachs of birds is balloons and the little clips that you put onto the balloons that makes it easier to tie them up. So something that we're just asking people to do is, instead of using balloons outside where they can get into the water, is just blow bubbles. They're really fun, they don't hurt our animals. So it's an easy switch and anyone can do it.